Good afternoon, everybody. It's your boy Tommy with Kickz and Bricks, and we are live. So today we're going to do a little bit different. We're going to answer all questions at the end. We're not going to discuss anything but USNKRS. This is going to be a tutorial on USNKRS. So basically this is USNKRS here. They are going to release a new UI shortly, but there's a lot of people that are requesting this, so I want to push this out now. If you need setup on your Nike accounts and you need to figure out how to jig, what information you need to put in your Nike account, I did tag the other video that I have in the description below. All right, so this is USNKRS here. As soon as you open it up and download it, you should get this here. You are going to need to select your Chrome browser. So if it doesn't find it on its own, it'll ask you to locate it. So just like if you were downloading a file, it'll open up your box. Just select your Google Chrome and hit save, and that's all you have to do there. And then this here is basically it. So I'll go through the tabs quickly. So you have the calendar. Now, if you're running on a server that is banned, your calendar will not load. What you need to do is load an ISP in right here and hit this refresh button, and then that ISP will reload your calendar. All right. Basically this is it here. This is your calendar. It'll show you all the releases. This here is where you will create your tasks when you get your profiles done. This is where you will load your proxies here. I don't use this. I'll show you guys how I bypass this. Nike accounts here. This is your draw profiles. I'll be going over this as well. Nike fillers I also don't use. I go in manually and enter all the information that I need to. I don't trust the information to be put in correctly. I rather build up some activity by doing it my own, logging in manually, putting the information in, and things like that. And then your settings tab here, you don't need to worry about. So before we get started, you must understand that every account has to have a different profile. So I'm a different debit card. So generally I use privacy. If you are purchasing accounts, every account has a different name, a different email. Privacy will work with whatever name you use. So whatever name is on your account when you log in is the name that you use for your billing and your shipping information. Just add your card, and that's it. You can watch the video in the description. So how we get started is Nike accounts here. You'll click add sneakers accounts. You will type in your Gmail first, and then you will hit the line button. It's just an up and down line. It should be above your enter key. Just hit shift in that key, and then you'll see it pop up here, and then you just type in your password right after it. So that's how it should look. You'll know you did it correctly when it pops up here automatically. Then you just hit save. Now, once you hit save, you have your profile here. You will go to draw profiles. Now you're going to generate a privacy card for every profile that you use, and you will name the privacy card the email in which your account is. That way, when one of your accounts hits, you'll know by looking at your privacy card which one hit. You can go back in, create a manual task, and get your shipping information and all of that after you hit. So once you have that, you're going to click this link button here, add profile. You will choose the CVV input option here. You will type in the CVV from the privacy card that you're using for this specific account. So let's just say it's 123. Now, when you go into Nike manually, you are going to be choosing a pre-selected size. So you will choose, I run 9 and 9.5. So half of my accounts are size 9. The other half are size 9.5. So I will go between both of those. They generally have the most stock, and that is also my personal size. So for this one, we'll choose 9, and then you will put the proxy that you want to associate with this account. You will not change this proxy under any circumstances unless you absolutely have to. I always advise against randomly loading up a list of proxies and randomly assigning one every time you open a draw or every time you create tasks. Keep the same proxy. If it works and you can log in on that proxy, there's no reason to change it. I use godlikes from Proxy Heaven. You only get them if you're in Elite Proxy Heaven. So you may try regular Heaven, Porter, cookie proxies. But if you're getting caught up on it in the USNKRS Discord, just check some successful setups. They do have the ISPs that they use or the proxies that they use to enter the draws. Grab some of those. For this video, we're just going to go with a residential proxy, because I'm sure if I put an ISP in, somebody will grab it. So you're more than welcome to grab that if you want to. Once you put your proxy in, your CVV, and your size, you will click Link Profile. Now, at this point, your account is 100% ready to use. Okay? So once you do that with all of your accounts, you add your CVV for all your different cards, your sizes that you're going to pre-select in Nike, you're going to add that there as well. Once you do all that, you'll go to tasks. Now, I already created one when I was messing around with this earlier. Now, once you do that, you're going to go to create tasks. You're going to entry type, and you're going to manual mode. Now, manual mode is so you can go into every account. You can add your shipping, your billing. You can add your size that you're going to choose, your pre-selected size. Everyone knows it when you go on sneakers. Well, I would hope everyone would know that if you have a pre-selected size, when you click the shoe and you click pay, it already selects that size for you. That's what we're doing here. Okay, that's what you do. Same thing. So watch the video that's in the description. If you want to pause this video, watch the stop taking L's on Nike and sneaker video. I did tag it in the description. That will teach you how to set up your accounts. So manual mode, you'll choose already profiles. You'll choose profile proxy. So when you choose profile proxy, that is the proxy that I just assigned to it when I selected the size and I inputted the CVV. So it'll always be that proxy. It'll never stray. And then you don't need to worry about delays. Just hit create tasks, and then you'll hit start task. And once your task starts, your browser will open. It'll go to Nike. It will sign in, and then you can manually go in and fill out all the information that you need. If you get an error on this, which I'm going to, because this isn't a real account. If you get an error and all of your information checks out, your Gmail and your password is correct and you've double checked it, then your proxies are flagged on Nike. Sometimes in an entire list, only a few are flagged and some aren't. Sometimes the entire list is flagged. You're going to have to change it up. You're going to have to switch out proxies until you find a list that's not. You'll get this actually. You'll get this here. That's the error that you'll get continuously if your proxies are flagged. But this account doesn't work. So that's the reason I'm getting it. So once you go in and you manually enter all your information for all of your accounts, you're ready to go for draws on Nike or sneakers. So we'll go through that now. So generally for most releases, you're going to use the calendar to create your tasks. You can create your tasks here that drops on Nike or on sneakers. So these are all sneaker drops. And these, the ones that say Nike, are obviously Nike drops. Now, Nike generally, you have 2 minutes to enter as many as you possibly can. And then on sneakers, you usually have 10 minutes. So we'll just do this here. We'll click the plus sign. It will automatically go preload. You'll choose already profiles. You'll choose profile size. Now, when you hit profile size, that will automatically go to the size that you selected in this part of the bot. So whatever size you put here, when you're creating your tasks, if you use profile size, that's the size it's going to go for. And then for your proxy option, always profile proxy. Now for delays on this, for sneakers, it's going to depend on how many profiles you have. What I do is I choose a delay that makes it so all of my accounts go into the draw by 6 minutes. So I have 23 accounts. I usually run 15,000, and that'll put all of my accounts entering into the draw from 10 o'clock to 10:06. All of my accounts will be in. So every 15 seconds, an account will enter the draw. That's just for sneakers. For Nike, I usually run 1,500. But if you have a lot of accounts, you're going to need to run less than that because you only have 2 minutes to get everyone in. And I don't want all the accounts going at one time. So you're going to have to play with the delays in order to get all your profiles in at the allotted time. So for sneakers, all of your accounts, I put it in by the first 6 minutes. For Nike, all of my accounts are in by the first 60 seconds. And then once you have that done, you'll simply hit create tasks, and that's it. Now you can tell when the last account will enter by hovering your mouse over this clock. So just scroll down to your last task, hover your mouse over the clock, and it'll tell you the time that it's going to enter. Okay? So that's for sneakers. For Nike, it's going to be Nike mode. So you have 2 minutes to enter as many accounts as possible. I get all my accounts in by 1 minute, but same exact setup. The only thing that's going to change is the delays that you're going to run. And again, all this information is also available in the USNKRS Discord. They do tag before every release. They ping everybody and they give you the breakdown of how to enter the accounts. So select profile, same thing. Use already profiles. Select size, use profile size. Proxy option, profile proxy. And then of course your delays, and then hit create tasks. Now, when you have all your tasks created, you start your tasks 40 minutes before the drop time. So if drop is at 10, which generally it is for all scheduled releases, you are going to start your tasks at 9:20 Eastern Standard Time. You'll hit start all tasks up here. And what the bot does is every 30 seconds, it'll open up a new browser. And that helps you with overload. So that way everything is not overloading. Okay? So if there's a shock drop, so we've been having Nike have a lot of shock drops lately. And I will go over that now. So generally for Nike, when something is a shock drop, they do not load stock until 5 or 10 minutes before drop time. So you just have to scramble. That's just basically the gist of it. So what you'll do, let's say for instance, they're going to shock drop pandas at 10, right? And your cook group will give you the SKU. So right around 10, I constantly check it. I check it when the shock drop is announced. I put the SKU in here and you hit the plus sign. If stock is loaded, it'll say fetching stock. If it's not loaded, it will say product not found. And you just keep trying that SKU number all the way up until you see fetching stock. And then once it fetches the stock, you simply go to the plus sign, you hit the plus, and you create your tasks that way. Now, once that's pretty much it. I mean, there's really not too much to it other than that. The only thing that you have to be aware of is your errors. So sometimes USNKRS glitches, and while it's entering for a drop, it'll create a test profile. So sometimes it won't notice that you have your billing information set on your Nike account, and it'll start creating a billing profile. If that ever happens, just go in and select your, right on the draw page, just go in, select your real address, and that's it. Just leave it like that, and then USNKRS will enter that correct information. So that's pretty much it. What I'll do now is I'll go over some questions that we have here. I can't really think of anything else. Let me just think for a minute. Filler tasks I don't use. Again, if I have to change any information, I go in manually and I do all that information that way. And then these are all your Nike accounts here. Oh, exclusive access. So yesterday for the Kobe's, they had exclusive access. So in order to create exclusive access tasks, it's very simple. You go to create tasks here. You go to exclusive access checker. You type in already profiles, profile option, profile proxy, and delays don't matter. Just hit create tasks and then you hit play. Now, when you're doing a scheduled drop and you have 40 minutes before your drop time, there's no problem with starting all tasks. But when you're running for a shock drop, you have 30 or 40 accounts, you only have 5 or 10 minutes to get all of your browsers open, you're going to have to manually start them as fast as possible, keeping in mind to not overload your system. So I run mine on a server, so I can start mine pretty much right away, simultaneously, back to back. I can start 30 or 40 browsers without having to worry about it. But if you're running local, I would be very, very cautious of that, that you don't crash your internet and you get a bunch of errors. Nike has been doing a lot of shock drops lately, and you know, you have to scramble to get the profiles in. Sometimes they shock drop 2 or 3 pairs and you have to do triple the amount of tasks that you have. So again, and that's another thing as well. If you're running for more than 1 pair, then you create separate tasks for each shoe. Do not use multi-mode. It doesn't work right. This multi-entry mode, don't use it. Act like it's not there. Just create separate tasks for every shoe that you're going for. And save session mode is a good one as well. So once you have all of your profiles done, you've went in manually and you've entered all the information, I would run save sessions. Now what that does is it logs into your Nike account and then it saves that session. Just like if you were on your desktop and you logged into your Nike account, generally every time after that, when you go to Nike.com, your account is already logged in. Same thing. Since you're using the same proxy every time, you're using the same browser session every time. Once you create your tasks, you never have to log in again. As soon as you hit play, you'll see your task go green that says browser session saved, and it'll go right from when you start your task to entering for the draw. You won't have to worry about logging in. And that's pretty much it. Those are all the modes. It doesn't tell you stock numbers. It just says whether or not stock is high. For women's shoes, that's another good thing as well that I didn't mention. So if you're a male like myself and you're running size 9, 9.5, USNKRS does not convert women's sizes. So if you choose, let's say I'm running for these women's shoes. Let's see, naked right here. So say I'm running for these. If I choose profile size, it's going to run for 9W, 9.5W. It's not going to convert it to the woman's equivalent of 9 and 9.5 men's. So you have a choice. You can run 10.5 on all your accounts, 11 on all your accounts, or you can manually create each task one by one and convert it yourself. So if you have 9 men's in your Nike account as a pre-selected size, then choose 10.5, 9.5, choose 11. And that's it. That's pretty much it. So yeah, so the reason I did this live is because I don't want to edit it. I'd rather just go live, go over everything, and then I can answer questions at the end. So that way anyone that watches this video after can get all the information they need and then shut it off, or they can stay if they want to listen to the questions. So questions now, that's pretty much it. There's nothing else to go over. So let's just run through here real quick. I've seen you in the Discord asking questions. What proxies do you use for USNKRS? I use proxy having godlike. What delay do you put for shock drop? No delays. No delays. Because you're starting it right away. Missing the beginning. Has USNKRS updated their UI? No. And let me rephrase that again. Sorry, Cluis. So for shock drop delays, 1555 is the same. So you're not changing the delays that you're using to enter your accounts into the draw. You're only changing when you're starting your tasks, because you can't start a shock drop before you know about it. So once you have your task created, and you just leave your delays like they would for a normal drop. You just have to get all your tasks started by 10 o'clock. You use Heaven ISPs. If they work and you don't get login errors, then they're fine. Browser only, correct. USNKRS is browser only. But we have a lot of drops coming up this week. So, I mean, we have all of these coming out on the 5th. We have the pandas. We have the court purples. We have these, and we have these on Nike on the same day on the 5th. So, I highly recommend getting a server. I highly recommend getting a server for using this because it is browser based. Not a lot of people's local computers can take this. If you guys need a server, I am partnered with Sauce Servers. I do run this on a CEO and I have absolutely no issues. I can run up to 60 or 70 browsers with no problem at all. And still bot at the same time. Rodney, what's up, brother? How are you? I bought Swish sneakers accounts waiting for Kappa once he drops. Yeah, I bought login successfully. Is that common? 8:15, I bought login successfully. I don't even know what that means. I'm sorry, I don't understand what that means. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. That's how you set up USNKRS. The longer that you can keep your relationship with your proxy, I think is better. I do hit a lot. I counted 24 pairs last month and I only have 23 accounts. For anyone who might get USNKRS and is charging you tax, if you go to the link. Okay. I don't know. I never ran Swoosh. So if you're having issues logging in, always, so that's a good thing as well. If you're having a problem logging in, you're getting that server error, try one of your tasks on local. See if it logs in local. If it logs in local and it doesn't log in on proxy, then it's your proxies. But once you log in, save sessions, once you run a save session, you should never have to log in again unless you delete your sessions. Correct. Okay, right. Justin did mention that, and I'm sorry, Justin, I never run 2 instances, so I forgot about that. You do get 2 instances with USNKRS. Okay, so if you need to split it up between server local, or if you need to split it up between 2 servers, you can do that, or you can buy more instances as well, and you can run multiple instances across multiple servers if you have to. I will go over how to change sessions real quick. I just want to make sure that I don't have any crazy information that you guys are going to steal from me. Okay, so if you want to switch from local to a server or server to a server and you want to keep your sessions with you, which is what I do, so that way I don't have to log in again, you'll simply percentage app data percentage, you'll hit enter, you'll go down to USNKRS, you'll double click it, and then you will take your Nike sessions. You will copy and paste all of this and you will put it on your server. And then once you download USNKRS, you'll do the same thing and you'll just take this information and put it in that folder on your server. So once you download USNKRS, you should have this already. Just open it, copy and paste everything inside of it and transfer it over to your server file, the one that's new. That way, when you log in on that server, even though you've never ran on it before, it'll recognize the saved sessions and you won't have to log in again. And the same results, 8 out of 15. Yeah, so are you having an issue logging in, or you're having an issue with the session being saved? That's a good thing too. So if you don't want to go through app data all the time, right click on Nike sessions and hit create desktop shortcut. Create shortcut, and that'll pin it to your desktop. Then you can just access it that way. Okay, well then I would contact and let them know. If you can't log into half of your accounts, I would let them know. Sometimes the servers on Nike are just messed up, and no matter what you do, you have to wait a little while and it'll work. And then once it works, as long as you can get that session saved, you won't have to worry about logging in again. Any other questions on this, guys? Now, when they push out the new UI, I'll spend a couple days going over the new UI, and then I'll do this again. That way you guys have both videos. But yeah, it's not hard. I have great success with the way that I do it. I keep this exactly the same no matter what. No matter what. But I'm glad I was able to help you guys out. If you have any more questions for me, drop a comment below. If you guys need help on this or botting in general, I do have a paid Discord open with 24/7 support. Me and Rod do run it. And it is $10 initial and $10 a month. The link to join is in the description. And it's pretty much, you use that in relation with your cook group. And we just teach you how to bot, whether it's Shopify, Easy Supply, USNKRS, it doesn't matter. If you have issues saving sessions, make sure to delete the sessions between attempts. There you go. So if you can't log in and your sessions aren't saving correctly, go into app data, delete those Nike sessions on the GMAILZ you're having problems with, and reattempt. Do you jig accounts? Watch my video that's in the description. It's stop taking L's on Nike and sneakers. You'll get all the information on the information that needs to go in the Nike accounts there. You do not need to refresh sessions ever. I've had it over a year and I've had the same sessions every time. I never change it. There's no reason to. All right. But that's it, guys. There is a slew of information in the description of this video. All of my sponsors are there. If you guys need to pick up any proxies, I'm sure Stat proxies work on USNKRS. If Heaven doesn't, then Stat sure does. I've ran Stat resis on it, but that's neither here nor there. But that's it, guys. We're going to go ahead and head out. And if you need anything and you don't want to join the Discord, ask a question in the comments below, and I will do my best to help you out. Guys, have a great day.